So again, I have a PowerApps application I built up, known as the sales invoice. As we can see here, we see the sales invoice. We know for every of the sales invoice, we have the invoice ID, we have the company name, we have the address, we have a lot of details right on sales invoice. Now for here, perhaps low code gives us the ability to deploy every of the company processes right into cloud, and how we can come up with different enterprise solutions to enhance easy processes, easy access, easy user interface and experience using Power Apps. Now for this sales invoice, we have the company name, we have the address, we have the phone number, we also have the signature, and we have items, the item name, the unit cost, the quantity, and also we have a lot of display and the bill too. Now for this also, I'm making use of a SharePoint list as my data residence for this receipt, for I say the sales invoice. For every content coming into the sales invoice application goes down into SharePoint list and sitting here. Now for this SharePoint list, as we can see, is empty. There's nothing in here until we go into it and we put in something through the use of that sales invoice application. Now for this here comes in with what we know as flow, taking it into approval stages. Now for my approval stages, I only have one approval, say single approval stage, which is me. I will be the one to approve whatsoever will be coming into the SharePoint list in here, and I will be showcasing it using the Microsoft Teams approval. So as I have a lot of approvals and rejections, I have a lot of everything I've tested to make a confirm of everything of every of my application. Now also I have my email notifications will come in also. So now let's go down to the receipts. That's the sales invoice. So the first is to generate an invoice ID. It's just to click on the generate invoice ID and we see what will happen next. Wow, we have it here. So we have the invoice ID, we have the complaint. It depends. The invoice ID depends on the complaint ones, let me say, the enterprise one. So that is what we customize to bring it in for you here. Now let's go down to the item name. I have a computer, the item name computer, and how many units cost. It cost us 100,000, and quantity we have 10 of it. So as we can see that once these columns are filled, which is the unit cost and the quantity, we see that this zero here changes. That's the totality of those two columns. That's the unit cost and the quantity for the item one, as we can see here. And also we have let's fill up this to see how this worked out. Okay, I move to 5 of these, and we can see also I go down to drivers. I go to quantity, that's 10,000. I go to quantity, which is we just need 2 of this. So I say I have keypad. So we have 20,000. We need like 40 of it, and also we have code. We have this to be 5,000. So we say, and these should be like, let's say 20. So we can see here that we come up with the total sum, and we have the total sum to be 20,000. Oh, sorry, let me look to this. We have 2,020,000. We have 2,020,000, as we can see here. So a digit. I'm so tired to bring too much of my digits. Now let's look to this build to. Who is it build to? Let's say it's build to me. It's build to me. Okay, build. personal workplace. That's viewed to me. Then I say get receipt. Now get receipts. Let's see, get receipts. Now I'll be going back to my SharePoint sales invoice list. I want to go to my SharePoint sales invoice list to see, okay, now it is not here, but we look to it again and we can see it's still running. That's true. Okay, fine, now we have it. So we say once we go down to the get receipt button and click on that, it goes down to the successful screen. As we can see here, I go down to my SharePoint and let's say I refresh this. I refresh that because my connection was not coming up fast. So we have it here. As we can see the invoice ID, we see the bill to, we see the item 1, we see the item 1 cost, we see the item 1 quantity, and the item 1 total cost. Now as we can see all these as it is here, likewise. Wow, that's fine. I think, yeah, so I've gotten the notification on on team approval. I go down to the team approval to see that, so we can see the request being submitted. I click on that request and let's see that I click on the request to see what has been submitted. Now another thing is just that for this approval stage, for every content being submitted right into the SharePoint list should be able to be viewable down to whoever will be okay. So this is it. This is what has been submitted. I have the receipt. I can go and say confirm. Then I say approve. Approve that. I think it's good. Let's see, there's a notification coming into my mailbox here too. I think I should, this is it here. I have it here. So mailbox, this is a mailbox channel. So that's fine. So I have so my submitted that request. As we can see, approve, as that is the final stage of approval notification using the team approval flow. It comes wonderfully. So I go down to, let's see the one I have in my email. I think we've done this, we've approved it. So we've approved it. So we have two ways of approving it. I can approve right in my email box, I can approve it right on Microsoft Teams approval too. So a refresh on this, we see that it comes up with the final approval that it has been approved. Now let's see this. Let's see this one more time. Let's see to Teams, fine, it has been approved. We can see confirmed. I wrote that's my status and everything is done. So we can see here that's all about way to generate receipts here. So wonderful PowerApps coming up with the best, showcasing the best to us. As we can see, a lovely way of upgrading the company processes using the low-code PowerApps ability to generate solutions for different enterprise. So we see if you have already completed this request. So that's really all about